Are you a lender doing business in the state of Arizona and curious to learn about the foreclosure process from start to finish? I was too, so I visited the office of Total Lender Solutions to interview Randy Newman, who is an expert in the subject and offers non-judicial foreclosure services in 5 states, including Arizona. I'm Rocky Batani, CEO of PrivateLenderLink.com, where investors and brokers can easily find direct, private, hard money lending companies. If you're in the investment real estate business and want to gain insights into private mortgage lending, subscribe to our channel and get notified every time we release a new video. So Randy, tell us about the foreclosure process in the state of Arizona.
So in Arizona, typically the foreclosure mostly has to be because of a monetary default. However, in Arizona, you can accelerate the loan based if there's a default under for failure to make payments. And when that happens, typically the lender's attorney or the lender itself will send out a letter to the borrower telling them they're accelerating, giving them a certain point of time within which to bring the loan current or pay it off. And if not, then we can start the foreclosure process. And again, we'll get instructions from the lender that the borrower's in default, the reasons for the default, and how much is owed. And then we will prepare and record a notice of sale. So there's no notice of default used in Arizona. It's a 2-step process. The notice of sale will set the date, time, and place for the sale. The date of sale has to be a minimum of 91 days from the day the notice of sale is recorded. The nice thing about Arizona is we can record electronically, so we can really hone in on what dates we want. Sales there are held any day, Monday to Friday. Borrower has the right to reinstate, if it's reinstatable, to bring it current, up until the day before the sale. They have the right to pay it off up until the day before the sale. 5 p.m. the day before the sale, the borrower's rights are terminated, and then we can go to sale on the following day. In Arizona, you don't have to come up with all the money at the auction. All you have to present is a $10,000 check as a deposit toward your successful bid. And then if you're the successful bidder, we take the $10,000, and then the successful bidder has 1 business day, 24 hours to pay the balance of the monies that are due. So up until 5 p.m. of the next day, they do it. If they don't bring the rest of the money in by 5 p.m., then that $10,000 is forfeited. And then we would move down to the next person on the list. So if there was a second bidder, we would ask them offer them the property at their successful bid and move on that way. And the $10,000 is to offset the difference between the bids and for damages that the lender may take. Sales can be postponed in Arizona for as long, years and years and years, but no more than 89 days at a time. And it's a relatively simple process there.
So what if in that scenario that the winning bidder puts their $10,000 deposit and then they don't come up with the money, the second highest bidder says, hey, I'm not interested anymore.
We'll go to the next highest bidder, and if no one else, we'll reset the sale date and have a new sale date.
Okay, so it doesn't automatically just go to the lender.
No, unless it could, if the lender would want it. In most cases, the lenders don't want the property. The lenders don't want to ever get involved in foreclosure. They don't want to know who I am. Mm-hmm. They want to get paid their interest. They want to get paid their principal. And they really just want their money. Mm-hmm. You know, we are a necessary part of the process. In most cases, all we really do is light a fire under that borrower to get them to come in and talk to the lender, to communicate. But sometimes no communication will be had. So it's really up to the lender. I have several lenders who never want to take a property back. And if nobody shows up to bid, we'll postpone the sale to another day.
Interesting. So you said that in Arizona, you can only file foreclosure if it's a monetary default.
Correct.
So if the terms of the loan documents are breached, then there has to be a civil suit that the lender
No,
does?
it's actually weird because, well, weird to me. In California, which is the largest state as far as the non-judicial foreclosure world, when there's a non-monetary default, waste on the property, the violations against the property, you can start the foreclosure based on those violations. In Arizona, you would have to accelerate the loan, and then you can foreclose on the accelerated amount because the borrower didn't pay the acceleration amount when due.
Okay.
So it's sort of a misnomer. You've got to qualify it as a monetary default by accelerating the loan and then foreclosing on that acceleration, not on the waste on the property.
So as long as there's a good reason for it, there's a clear violation, then how does the lender accelerate the loan? They just notify the borrower that, hey, your loan's due, and if you don't pay, then we're filing notice of sale.
Typically, an acceleration letter comes from the lender's attorney. Sometimes it'll come from the servicer or the lender themselves, and it will just say, borrower, you're in default. We're exercising our right to accelerate the loan. Either we'll give you some time, a couple of days, a week to maybe 30 days to get us current, or we're going to accelerate the loan, or it's immediately accelerated. You violated things. We don't want to have anything to do anymore. We're going to now foreclose. And we can start the foreclosure based on that.
Okay, so just to recap, in Arizona, there's a notice of sale. You have to wait 90 days, and then 91 days, and then there's the
public auction.
Okay, so the public auction, but it's 90 days for the notice of sale. That's actually setting a date 92 days or more in
Correct.
advance.
The original notice of sale will have the date that we're setting for sale at that point. That will be some 3 months away, roughly 3 months away. We'll have the time, the location, and the date. And people will, on our website, or posting and publishing company's website, they will have listed the opening bid for the property. Under Arizona law, it has to be listed publicly 24 hours before the sale. So if I have a 9:30 in the morning sale, it's got to be posted on the website by 9:30 the morning before.
Okay. And you said in Arizona it can be recorded electronically, so you don't need to get a title company involved?
We get, because we order the TSG, the trustee sale guarantee, but we will then we're here in California, we send them the notice of default to record, and they send it back with the TSG. We, in Arizona, we send them the recorded document, and then they just send us the TSG.
Okay.
So the process is slightly different.
Okay. To learn more about Total Lender Solutions, click the link in the description to view their profile on our website. While our website's primary function is to connect borrowers and brokers with lenders, our site is also a valuable resource to find companies that provide services to lenders, brokers, and investors. I will produce many more of these videos to learn about the foreclosure process in other states, so subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on LinkedIn to get notified whenever we release a new video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.